Now I wish to take care of small questions on partnership admission. They are of section C. Observe those questions. 1. Give reasons for admitting a new partner in an existing partnership firm. Why should we admit a new partner? What are the reasons because of which admission of a partner takes place? Look at it. Following can be the reasons for admitting a new partner in the existing partnership firm. Following could be the reasons. When existing partnership firm needs additional capital. When a new partner is admitted, he brings capital. That results in a funding to the firm. So, if there is a shortage of capital for expansion of the business, we admit new partner to have that finance. So new partner, when the existing partner firm needs additional capital, they admit a new partner. Let us look at the second reason. When existing partnership firm needs additional working capacity. In a business, when the business is expanding, we need more persons to work for us, and that too wholeheartedly. So if a new partner is admitted, the working capacity of the firm increases. Next. Where any partner retires or dies, admission of a new partner in his place. So on death of a partner, new partner is admitted to maintain the capital and to maintain the workforce. Or if any partner retires, then also the same is the situation. To maintain the capital and maintain the workforce, new partner is admitted. Next. The existence of the skilled and efficient employee of a firm is maintained in a firm by changing his status from employee to partner. Suppose that in your firm one efficient employee is there, very efficient employee. You are giving him a salary. Now, if his efficiency is inevitable and necessary for the firm, if we change his status from employee to a partner, that means he is admitted as a partner in a firm. We can maintain and keep his skills in the firm for a longer duration of time, and his skill will be rewarded also by changing his status. So, efficient employees are admitted in a partner means their status from employee to a partner means admission of a new partner. So, these are the various reasons because of which a new partner gets admitted in a partnership firm. Next. Sheila and Sapna are partners, sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:1. They admitted Seema for 1/4 share in profit in a firm. Show calculations of due profit sharing ratio of a partner. So we are required to work out the new profit sharing ratio. Just observe. I will solve this sum by two methods. Let me start with the first. Assume, suppose total profit of the firm is 1 rupee. Share to be given to a new partner is 1/4. So Seema is given 1/4 share. Out of rupees 1/4 share is given to Seema. What is the remaining profit? The remaining share of profit is equal to total profit minus share of a new partner So 1 minus 1/4. 1 minus 1/4, 4 ones are 4 minus 1, 3/4. 3/4 is the remaining share. Or 1 minus 1/4. Out of 4, 1 is given to new partner. Remaining profit is 3. That is out of 4, 3 are left. That is 3/4. Now new share is equal to remaining share into old share. So new share of Sheila is equal to 3/4 multiplied by 2:1. So 2 by 3. So 3 gets cancelled. 2 by 4, that is 1/2 share, or you can write otherwise. 3 2s are 6 upon 4 3s are 12, 6 by 12. That is also 1/2. Now share of Sapna, remaining share 3/4. Her share is 1/3 in 3/4. So 3 cancel, 1/4 is the profit, or you can write as well 3 1s are 3 upon 4 3s are 12. Share of a new partner is 1/4. If I want to have a denominator of 12, I write 3 into 3. So profit sharing ratio is 6:3:3. Or you can say reduce it, divide it by 3, you get 2:1:1. This is the new profit sharing ratio. Here instead of writing in this fashion, if you cancel 3 3 here, then 2 by 4, 1 by 4 and 1 by 4, you will get straight away 2:1:1. Now I want to solve the same sum in a different manner. Now here we have assumed profit to be 1. Is it inevitably necessary to assume profit to be 1? Should you always assume 1 as a profit? You can assume another number also, and you will have the same answer. But according to me, the most convenient number to be assumed is, notice it, assume the profit of the firm 2 plus 1 3, denominator 4, 3 4s are 12. See, 2 plus 1 3, denominator 4, 3 4s are 12. Assume the profit is 12. Share of Seema is 1/4 of rupees 12. 12 into 1/4, 4 3s are 12. Seema gets 3 rupees. Out of 12, 3 is given to Seema. Profit left is how much? 9. That profit belongs to whom? Sheila and Sapna. How do they share? 2:1. So this 9 rupees are distributed in the ratio of 2:1. So 9 into 2 by 3. 9 into 2 by 3. 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6. 6 is the share of Sheila. And 9 into 1 by 3. 3 3s are 9. 3 is the share of Sapna. Here you also get the 6:3:3. That is 2:1:1. This is the another explanation to find out the new profit sharing ratio. Next. A and B are partners sharing profits and loss in the ratio of 5:4. They admitted C with 1/3 share in profits of the firm. C acquires his share of profit from A and B in the ratio of 2:1 respectively. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio. Now here also we are required to work out the new profit sharing ratio. Look at it. A and B are the partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:4. Means if 9 is the profit, share of A is 5, and out of 9, share of B is 4. So their A's share in profit is 5 out of 9, share of B is 4 out of 9. This is the old profit share. Now, C has gained. They admitted C with 1/3 share. So C gets 1/3 share in profit. Share gained by C 1/3. Now this 1/3 share is given by A and B. This 1/3 share is sacrificed by A and B. In which proportion? The proportion is 2:1. So sacrifice of A is 1/3 into 2/3. C is given 1/3 share. This 1/3 share is sacrificed by A and B in the ratio of 2:1. So 1/3 into 2/3, that is 2/9, is the sacrifice of A. Understand? New share of C is 1/3. C has gained a share of 1/3. That share is sacrificed by A and B in the ratio of 2:1. So 1/3 into 1/3. This is the sacrifice of B. So sacrifice of A 2/9. Sacrifice of B is 1/9. 2/9 plus 1/9, 3/9. Share gained by C is 3/9, means 1/3. Now I want to find out the new profit share. Formula for that new profit share is equal to old share minus share sacrificed. So 5/9 was the old share of A. He sacrificed 2/9. So 5 minus 2, denominator is 9, common. So 5 minus 2 divided by 9. So 3/9, 1/3 is the new profit share. For B, old share is 4/9 minus sacrificed 1/9. 4 minus 1/9, 3/9, 1/3 share. Share of C you are already given 1/3. That is how this 1/3 is made? 2/9 plus 1/9. Total of sacrifice is equal to share gained by C. 3/9, that is 1/3. So new profit share is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, and ratio is 1:1:1. So this is how new profit sharing ratio is worked out. 1:1:1. Next, Dharam and Karam are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. So their profit sharing ratio is 3:2. Naram was admitted as a new partner and the new profit sharing ratio was decided at 3:2:1. Calculate the sacrifice of Dharam and Karam. So you are given old ratio. You are given new ratio. And you are asked to find out the sacrificing ratio. Calculate the sacrificing ratio of Dharam and Karam. The sum is very simple if you observe. See, this is 3:2 between Dharam and Karam. This is here also new profit sharing ratio. The ratio between Dharam and Karam is 3:2. So 3:2 is the sacrificing ratio. You can just answer orally. But let me explain this concept in detail. See, old share in profit 3/5, 2/5. New share in profit 3/6, 2/6, 1/6. Now if I want to find out the share sacrificed by the formula for sacrifice, old profit share minus new profit share. So for Dharam, 3/5 minus 3/6. 6 3s are 18 minus 5 3s are 15 divided by 5 6 are 30. 3/30 is the sacrifice. Sacrifice of Karam is old share 2/5 minus new share 2/6. 6 2s are 12 minus 5 2s are 10, cross multiplication, divided by 6/30. 6 5s are 30. 2/30 is the sacrifice of Karam. Now, so the sacrificing ratio is 3/2, or the share sacrificed is 3/30 and 2/30. Now you can have the same answer by an alternative mode. The old share in profit is 3/2. New share in profit is 3/2, 3:2:1. Remember, here 3/2, here 3/2, same. So their old proportionate share is 3/2, their new proportionate share is also 3/2. So, as it is same, sacrificing ratio is also 3/2. This is very simple. So, by looking to the sum, you conclude that sacrificing ratio is 3/2. Even then, I have tried to explain to you the same concept in detail. Next. Brahma and Vishnu are partners, sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. They admitted Mahesh with 1/5 share in profit. Brahma sacrificed 3/28 share and Vishnu sacrificed 128 share from their share. From their share, when the word from their share, from is there, you have to deduct. But instead of got from, if of is there, then you have to multiply with their old share. So from means deduction from their old share. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio. So here, old profit share 3:2 means out of 5, 3 is received by Brahma, out of total profit 5, 2 is received by Vishnu. This is the meaning of profit sharing ratio 3:2. Now, share sacrificed. Brahma has sacrificed 3 upon 20. Mahesh gained share 1 by 5. Vishnu has sacrificed 1 by 20. So sacrifice of Brahma is 3 by 20. Sacrifice of Vishnu is 1 by 20. Share gained by Mahesh is 1 by 5. So if you add it, 3 plus 1, 4. 4 divided by 50. 4 5s are 50. 4 5s are 20, I'm sorry. Here 3 upon 20, 1 upon 20. If I add these two, 3 plus 1, 4. 4 divided by 20. 4 5s are 20, 1/5 share. Now I want to find out the new profit share. To find out the new profit share, I am required to apply the formula old share minus share sacrificed. So old share minus share sacrificed. For Brahma, old share was 3 by 5. Share sacrificed is 3 by 20. Notice one thing. Here the denominator is 20. Here the denominator is 5. Denominator 5, if I want to make it 20, I have to multiply 5 with 4. If I multiply this 5 with 4, I am required to multiply numerator also with 4. So 3 4s are 12 and 5 4s are 20. So this is equal to 12 by 20. So 12 minus 3 upon 20. So new share is 9 by 20, that of Brahma. Now I want to find out the new share of Vishnu. 2/5 old share in profit. Sacrificed 1 by 20. Here the denominator is 20, here the denominator is 5. If I want to change this denominator 5 to 20, I am required to multiply with 4. To keep the value intact, I am also required to multiply numerator by 4. So 4 2s are 8 minus 1 divided by 20. 7 by 20 is the new share of Vishnu. Share of Mahesh is 3 upon 20 plus 1 upon 20. That is the total of sacrifice. That amounts to 4 upon 20. So new ratio can be worked out by evaluating these three aspects. So new profit sharing ratio is 9:7:4. So 9:7:4 is the new profit sharing ratio. Observe the working. That's important. Now I want to take care of next sum. Read it. Arpit and Milap are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:1. They admitted Rima with 1/6 share in profit of the firm. After giving necessary share of profit to Rima, balance of profit is to be shared by Arpit and Milap in the ratio of 3:2. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio of partners. Now, 1/6 share is given. Normally what happens after giving 1/6 share means out of total profit 6, 1 is given to new partner, balance profit left is 5 by 6. Out of 6, 5 are left, 5, 6 left. Now this 5/6 share balance remaining profit is distributed, taken by Arpit and Mila in the ratio of 3:2. You are given the specific ratio with the remaining profit is distributed. That's the glamour of this sum. If this is not given, what we usually do? This 5/6 profit is distributed in the ratio of 2:1. But we are not supposed to do that in this sum because we are specifically instructed that the remaining profit 5/6 is taken by Arpit and Mila in the ratio of 3:2. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio. Look at the working now. Assume profit of the firm is 1. share given to new partner Rima 1/6. So remaining share 5/6. How this 5/6 share is distributed? That is distributed in the ratio of 3:2. So share of Arpit is 5/6 multiplied by 3/5. So that results to 3/6. 5 I cancel, 3/6. That is 1/2 actually. New share of Mila 5/6 into 2/5. 5 I cancel, 2/6. That is actually 1/3. Now new share of Arpit is 3/6. Here 2/6. And here it is 1/6. So new profit sharing ratio between Arpit, Milab and Rima is 3:2:1. So new profit sharing ratio is 3:2:1. Notice it. Now I want to take care of next sum. Just observe. Suresh and Dilip are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:6. 5:6 means what? If 11 is the profit, 5 rupees are received by Suresh, and if 11 is the profit of the firm, 6 rupees are received by Dilip. That's the meaning of 5/6. Hitesh is admitted as a new partner. Suresh gave 1/5 of his share. When the word preposition of is there, you have to multiply. When the proper preposition from is there, you have to deduct, as I told you before also. So 1/5 of his share. So share of Suresh multiplied by 1/5. And Dilip gave 1/6 of his share. So share of Dilip multiplied by 1/6, you will get the sacrifice made by Dilip. In favor of Hitesh, determine new profit and loss ratio. Observe the sum. Old profit share 5/11 and 6/11. That is 5:6. Now, what is the sacrifice of Suresh? Hitesh gained 1/5 share, and that share gained by Hitesh is the total of sacrifice of Suresh and Dilip. Now, the Suresh has sacrificed 1/5 of his share. His share was 5/11. 1/5 thereof. So 1/5 multiplied by 5/11. So sacrifice of Suresh is 1/12. I write sacrifice with negative sign. Now I want to find out the sacrifice of Dilip. Share of Dilip is 6/11. He sacrificed 1/6 of his share. So 1/6 of 6/11. So 6/11 into 1/6. His sacrifice also 1/12. So what is the share of Hitesh? 1/11 plus 1/11. 2/11 is the share gained by Hitesh. Now I want to find out the new profit sharing ratio. The formula for new share in profit is old share minus share sacrificed. For Suresh, 5/11 minus 1/11, that is 4/11. 5/11 minus 1/11, 4/11. For Dilip, 6/11 minus 1/11, 5/11. For Hitesh, it is 1/11 plus 1/11, that amounts to 2/11. So new profit sharing ratio worked out on the basis of 4/11, 5/11 and 2/11. That is 4:5:2. That is the new profit sharing ratio. This is how I have worked out the new profit sharing ratio for you and have tried to explain you. Next. Ram and Shyam are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5:4. 5:4 means if profit of the firm is 9, Ram gets 5, and if the profit of firm is 9, Shyam gets 4. They admitted Ghanshyam with 1/7 share in profit At the time of admission, goodwill was valued at 63,000. Ghanshyam is unable to bring cash for his share of goodwill. Ask journal entries to record the goodwill in the books of the firm without opening goodwill account. New partner is admitted with 1/7 share. Goodwill valued at 63,000. So 63,000 is the total value of goodwill. 1/7 share is given to a new partner. So 63,000 into 1/7. That is the amount to be brought by a new partner for goodwill. But new partner is not bringing anything cash for goodwill. Then he should be allowed not to bring. No. Whatever the goodwill that he is supposed to bring, if he does not bring, then that much amount should be deducted from his capital. And for that, capital account of new partner Ghanshyam gets debited. And that amount which is debited to Ghanshyam's capital account will be distributed to the sacrificing partners Ram and Shyam in that ratio of sacrifice. In this sum, you are not given the new profit sharing ratio. You are also not given the share sacrificed by Ram and Shyam. Specific details of sacrifice is also not available. So old profit sharing ratio is the sacrificing ratio, and that old profit sharing ratio is 5:4. So whatever the amount that Ghanshyam should bring for goodwill, which he doesn't bring, so amount will be deducted from his capital, and the capital of Ghanshyam will be debited for that, and the amount debited to Ghanshyam's capital account, that will be 1/7 of 63,000, 9,000. That will be distributed between Ram and Shyam in their ratio of sacrifice. That is 5:4, that is old profit sharing ratio as I explained to you, and that amount will be credited to the capital of account of Ram and Shyam. Now observe it. As the new profit sharing ratio is not given and the sacrificing ratio is not given, sacrificing ratio is the old ratio, 5:4 is the sacrificing ratio. Ghanshyam's share of goodwill is 63,000 into 1/7, 9,000. So he should bring 9,000 in cash. If he does not bring, and if you don't want to raise goodwill and show in the balance sheet, then the amount has to be deducted from his capital. So capital account of Ghanshyam gets debited with 9,000 for his share of goodwill. And this amount is to be credited. This 9,000 is to be credited to the capital account of the partners in the sacrificing ratio. You know that sacrificing ratio is 5:4. So amount to be credited in the ratio of 5:4. So share of Ram in this 9,000. 9,000 into 5/9. 5,000 is to be credited to the capital account of Ram. And share of Shyam. 9,000 into 4/9. 4,000 should be credited to the capital account of Shyam. So what's the journal entry to be recorded to the capital accounts of the partner? Ghanshyam capital account debit 9,000. To Ram's capital account debit 5,000. To Shyam's capital account debit 4,000. This is how adjustment entry is recorded to the capital accounts of the partner when the new partner does not bring cash specifically for goodwill. When new partner does not bring cash specifically for goodwill, and also partners decide not to show the value of goodwill in the balance sheet, then goodwill valuation has to be adjusted to the capital accounts of the partners, wherein the gainer of a share in profit, the gainer's capital account gets debited, and the sacrificer's partner, the partners who are sacrificing share in profit, their capital account gets credited for the share sacrificed by them. Next. Next question. I read for you. A and B are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:1. They admitted C with share of 1/4 profit. C brought 10,000 in cash for his share of goodwill. Goodwill account already appears in the balance sheet. at rupees 30,000, determine the new value of goodwill from the above information. Now see, goodwill in the balance sheet is 30,000. Share of C is 1/4. To acquire 1/4 share in profit, C brings 10,000 for goodwill. So 1/4 value of goodwill is 10,000. When 1/4 value is equal to 10,000, what is the total value of goodwill? 10 fours are 40,000 is the total value of goodwill. Share of C in profit is 1/4. For this 1/4 share, C brings 10,000 for goodwill. So 1/4 value is equal to 10,000. What is the total value of goodwill? That amounts to 10,000 into 4, 40,000. So 40,000 is the total value of goodwill. Book value is 30,000. Valuation made is 40,000. Now there is an increase of 10,000 in the value of goodwill. Now how to go for the accounting of this situation? That depends upon the agreement between partners after admission as to what amount of goodwill they want to disclose in the balance sheet after admission. Suppose that if they desire to disclose the old book value 30,000 even after admission of a partner, under the circumstances that its valuation is made 40,000, then how the sum gets solved, that we shall consider next. And after that also we are going to consider the sum, same sum, wherein after admission partners agree to show the goodwill at 40,000. So here in such situation there are two options for the partner. One, to disclose the old value of goodwill 30,000 after admission, or to disclose new value of goodwill 40,000 after admission. We are going to consider both the options one by one, and I will be explaining them in detail. Let us start with the first option. This is a same sum. Old share 3/4, 1/4. I want to find out the new profit sharing ratio. 1/4 share is given to C. Now when 1/4 share is given to C, what is the balance profit? 1 minus 1/4. 3/4. 3/4 is the balance profit. This 3/4 balance profit distributed in the ratio of 3:1. So 3/4 into 3 by 4. So new profit share will be 9 by 16. Here C gets 1/4 share. 1 minus 1/4. 3/4 is the balance profit. 1 minus 1/4. 3/4 is the balance profit. 1/4 thereof. So 3 by 16 is the B's new share in profit. And C's share, if I want to have a denominator 16, I multiply 4 by 4, 4 by 16. So new profit sharing ratio is 9:3:4. That I have worked out because I am going to use this new share in the subsequent part of the sum. Now I am given value of goodwill 30,000 in my balance sheet. This is the old value in the balance sheet, 30,000. How much valuation made? Valuation for goodwill made at the time of admission? 1/4 value is equal to 10,000. What is the total value of goodwill? That amounts to 40,000. So new value of goodwill is 40,000. So book value 30,000, new value is 40,000. As I told to you, after admission, which value they want to disclose in the balance sheet? For that there are two options. Either disclose 30,000 or disclose 40,000. Now we start with first option. If they want to disclose 30,000. Past journal entries, this is sum number 10. Past journal entries, if the partner desire to disclose old value 30,000 in the books. Now when the old value 30,000 is to be shown in the books, there are three steps. One, see, What is the normal principle? If goodwill doesn't appear in the balance sheet, whatever the goodwill amount is brought by new partner will be distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. This is the normal principle. Once again, if goodwill is zero, then whatever the cash is brought by new partner is to be distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. Here new partner brings 10,000 for his share of goodwill. That amount to be distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice, provided that the value of goodwill is zero. Here the value of goodwill is given to you 30,000. So let me first write down this goodwill 30,000 in the old profit sharing ratio. By that what will happen? The value of goodwill will become zero in the balance sheet. Then step 2. Then whatever the amount is brought by new partner for a share of goodwill will be distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. That is step number 2. Now what has happened? Goodwill, return of goodwill is zero. Cash brought by new partner distributed in the sacrificing ratio. That is step number 2. Now goodwill is zero even after the second step. Now partners have decided to disclose the 30,000 as a value after admission. So now they are required to raise the value of goodwill 30,000 in the new profit sharing ratio. That is step number 3. So to disclose 30,000 in the books of the firm after admission, and that too under a situation new partner brings cash for goodwill, the sum has to be solved in 3 steps. Step number 1, write off 30,000 in the old profit sharing ratio. Step number 2, cash brought by new partner distribute between partners in their sacrificing ratio. And third, raise the goodwill in the new profit sharing ratio. Now let me operate these 3 steps. Old goodwill will be written off to old partners capital account in the old profit sharing ratio. 30,000 is the old goodwill. Old profit sharing ratio is 3:1. So 30,000 written off in the ratio of 3:1. So what is the amount? When you write off the goodwill, partners capital account gets debited. So A's capital and B's capital account gets debited. A's capital account debit 30,000 into 3/4, 22,500. B's capital account debited 30,000 into 1/4, 7,400. 2. Goodwill account credit 30,000. Now when you write off the goodwill in this fashion, what happens in the balance sheet? Notice it. 30,000 written off, balance sheet value is 0. And when the balance sheet value is 0, what is the next step? Whatever the cash is brought by new partner for goodwill is to be distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. Let me operate this second step. 10,000 goodwill is brought, cash account debit 10,000, to goodwill account credit 10,000. This 10,000 is distributed in the sacrificing ratio. What is the sacrificing ratio? Old ratio is the sacrificing ratio. Because you are not given the details of new profit sharing ratio, share sacrifice is also not given. So sacrificing ratio is the old profit sharing ratio. So goodwill account debit 10,000, to A's capital account credit 10,000 into 3/5. B's capital account credit 10,000 into 1/4. This old ratio is the sacrificing ratio because you are not given the details of specific sacrifice made by each partner. Also, you are not given the new profit sharing ratio with which you can work out the details of sacrifice. So what is the understanding? Old ratio is the sacrificing ratio. Now I write the alternative entry. Cash account debit to A's capital account credit, saying 7,500, to B's capital account credit 2,500. Step 2 is over. Now goodwill brought is distributed in the sacrificing ratio. Now partners have decided to disclose 30,000 in the books of accounts. So value of goodwill is to be raised after admission. So it has to be raised in the new profit sharing ratio. Increase in value of goodwill is to be credited to the capital accounts of the partners in the new profit sharing ratio. Notice it. To disclose the old value of goodwill in the third stage, the old value of goodwill will be debited and partner's capital account, including new partner, in the new profit sharing ratio gets credited. So goodwill account debit 30,000 to A's capital account credit 30,000 into 9 by 6 new profit sharing ratio which I have worked out for you. 30,000 into 3 by 16, that is 5625, and C's capital account 30,000 into 4 by 16, 7,500. So after writing this third step, goodwill will appear in the balance sheet at a value of 30,000. As I told you, now I want to take care of second option. Observe this sum. Now second option will be sum number 11. Partner wants goodwill to appear in the balance sheet at its new value, then pass journal entries for the same in the books of the firm. The old value is 30,000, new value is 40,000. There are two options for partner, either to disclose 30,000 or 40,000. How the accounting gets made, accounting is done if you want to disclose 30,000 in the previous session, in the previous sum, that is sum number 10. Now we want to disclose this 40,000. Here it's simple. C does not bring cash for goodwill. Is it so? No. C brings cash for goodwill. Here C does not bring cash for goodwill. That's not the right notation. What's the correct thing? C brings cash for goodwill. Generally what happens? When C does not bring cash for goodwill, we raise the goodwill. Here C brings cash for goodwill, even then we raise the goodwill. Just to make it obvious, I have written these things. C does not bring cash for goodwill, then we do raise the goodwill. In this sum, C brings cash for goodwill, even then we raise it, because we want to disclose 40,000 in the balance sheet. So what's the correct statement? C does not bring cash for goodwill. No, that's not the correct statement. Correct statement is C does bring cash for goodwill, and goodwill is raised. Goodwill is to be raised in the old profit sharing ratio and disclosed in the balance sheet. Now notice one thing. 10,000 is to be raised. So what's the entry for that? 40 minus 30. 10,000 is the increase. Increase is recorded in the old profit sharing ratio. So goodwill account debit 10,000 to A's capital, to B's capital. Increase in value of goodwill credited to the partner's capital account in the old profit sharing ratio. Now C brings cash. C does not bring cash and raise goodwill is raised. Not that. C brings cash and goodwill is raised. In that situation, remember, whatever the goodwill amount is brought by C cannot be credited to goodwill account and cannot be distributed to the sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. Whatever the amount of goodwill is brought by C has to be credited to capital account of C. So cash account debit to C's capital account credit. This is the most significant point. Normally what happens? C does not bring cash for goodwill. We raise the goodwill. Here that is not the situation. C brings cash for goodwill. Even then we raise it. And when we raise it, what is the most important point that you should remember? The cash brought by C should not be distributed to the sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice, but the amount brought by C has to be credited to the capital account of C. That is the most significant point. Now here the goodwill will appear at 30,000. This is how accounting for second option is made. So 30,000 plus 10,000, goodwill will appear at the new value, 40,000 in the balance sheet. I think you must have followed this sum. Observe it and repeat it for your understanding quite often, then you will remember it. Next. Now I want to consider the next question. Surbhi and Sanket are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:3. They admitted Ria with 1/4 share in profit, determine the new profit sharing ratio. It's a very simple sum. Assume the total profit of firm is 1 From this, deduct the share of new partner and distribute the remaining share of profit to the old partners in the old profit and loss ratio. Let me do that. Assume the total profit to be 1. Share of RIA is 1/4. Remaining profit 1 minus 1/4, 3/4. 1 minus 1/4, 3/4. How 1 minus 1/4 is equal to 3/4? Out of total profit 1, out of total profit 4, 1 rupee is given to new partner, balance left is 3, 3/4 is the balance profit. That is to be distributed. The remaining share of profit will be distributed between old partners in their old profit and loss ratio. That is 2:3. So, remaining share into old ratio, share of should be 3/4 into 2/5, 6/20, share of Sanket, remaining profit 3/4 into 3/5, 9/20, share of new partner is 1/4. To have a denominator of 20, I am required to multiply numerator and denominator by 5/5, 5/20. So new profit sharing ratio is 6:9:5. This is how you can work out the new profit sharing ratio. There is an alternative way to work out by assuming profit to be 2 plus 3, 5, denominator 4, 5 fours are 20, suppose 20 is the profit. Total profit of the firm is 20. Give 1/4 of 20. Give 1/4 of 20, 5 rupees, to a new partner. What's the balance left? 15. 15 is to be distributed in what ratio? 2:3. So if you distribute 15 in the ratio of 2:3, 6 rupees will be received by Surabhi and 9 rupees will be received by Sanket. So 6:9:5 is the share in profit sharing ratio that you can obtain. That I have explained to you one of the sum initially. You can apply the same for the purpose of solving this type of sum. I think you must have followed this sum. I have tried to explain all these sums. You must have followed. Thanks to all of you.